Some days I wake up and I want to have a cup of coffee in the morning. Some days I wake up and I don't. But if I told you that I needed to do push-ups in order to stop myself from making the coffee, you'd think I was retarded, and rightly so. Some days I don't want to have a coffee because I just changed my mind that day. Urges for PMO don't go away when you do push-ups. They go away because you change your mind. Now, you might change your mind because of the push-ups. You might do the push-ups and you think, oh, I feel accomplished now. I feel good about myself. Therefore, I'm not going to PMO this time. But notice how the push-ups didn't cause you to not PMO. You decided not to PMO due to certain reasons in your own mind. The truth is, PMO addiction doesn't exist, and you don't need to do push-ups to stop urges. You can stop urges, i.e. change what you want at will in your own mind, so long as you do not believe in any NoFap myths or any myths as to the inflated magical value of porn. And that is a big if, because most people, the vast majority, like 95% plus, only reason why I don't believe in them is because I read a special book called The Freedom Model that undid all of that for me mentally. That's the only reason. You can find that in the link below. Most of you guys will believe these myths, so that's what this channel is dedicated to. This video is talking about why push-ups are pointless, but the reason why I wanted to make this is because by looking at why push-ups are pointless, it's going to shed light on what actually is useful in order to not watch porn, and not just not watching porn, but actually how to not want to in the first place. So let me paint a picture for you, okay? When it comes to push-ups, push-ups are a gimmick that I personally only did a few times. It wasn't my gimmick of choice. I'm pretty sure you've tried loads of NoFap gimmicks, but pretty much when it came to push-ups, this is what happens, right? There's two paths. There's the path where you actually are motivated to do the push-up, and then there's the path where you're not motivated to do the push-up and you want to PMO instead. The whole thing, right, is when you choose to do the push-ups, let's say you choose to do the push-ups, you go down that road. You do the push-ups, and then afterwards you decide not to PMO. Or after the push-ups, you decide to PMO. Again, the push-ups have nothing to do with it. It's all an internal decision, okay? There's no... Push-ups don't cause... Push-ups are a thing of the body, whereas our decisions are a product of the mind. And just because we do the push-ups, just because it makes us feel better physically, maybe the endorphins, you like that rush, that doesn't do anything. You're still having to decide using that endorphin information within your decision-making process. Does that make sense? So in one instance, you decide to do the push-ups and then you think, okay, I'm not going to PMO, I feel accomplished. But then some of the times you'll think, oh, I do want to PMO. The thing is, why do you want to PMO? That's the thing we've got to deal with. Not doing push-ups to overcome the want. Why do you want it? The tricky thing is that people believe that their want is irrational, that it's the product of a dopamine circuit firing at random, or they're triggered by the environment or whatever. Triggers don't exist. You're just deciding to do it. You might think it's too good. I have to do it. I need it. Again, these are due to inflated value beliefs. Most likely the emotional belief. Emotional relief belief. Yeah? The idea that a porn video, can somehow take you out of this world. And it's not due to your own mind. Really, it's due to your own mind. You're doing it mentally, but you're misattributing it to the PMO. So back to the push-up example. In the instance where we want to PMO, using rethinking your options and getting rid of these myths, that path now isn't really of interest to you. You would just do the push-ups. You wouldn't want the PMO in the first place. You wouldn't want the PMO after you did the push-ups, because the reasons why you want it you realize they're actually invalid, right? But when you're focusing on addiction, when you're focusing on, here's how you're framing it in your mind, right? You're like, okay, I've got this addiction. I've got these urges. These urges are this evil porn industry, devil, dopamine circuits that are going to control me. I can't control the origin of that. Because I can't control the origin of that, the best I can hope for is to do push-ups to distract myself, such that the urge will magically leave me alone. But you will have noticed that when you do push-ups, afterwards the urge still might not leave you alone. And then you're thinking, well, why is this particular urge so big and powerful? Oh, it's just a big bad monster. Because the monster knows you're getting free from it, it's trying to really pull you back in. This is personifying your own desire. The desire is coming from you, my friend. It's not happening to you. It might feel like it's happening to you because you believe it's happening to you, okay? Whenever you believe something, you feel as though it's true. If I believe coffee's going to wake me up, it becomes a placebo effect. Now, coffee does have some waking up abilities, but if I believe something to be true, like Popeye's spinach, right? He eats the spinach and suddenly he's like, or like in Harry Potter, they have the fucking liquid luck, and then when Ron drinks the liquid luck, he fucking becomes really good at the game, this Quidditch game, but it's not really the liquid luck that's doing it. He just became really good at it because he believed it. Super off topic, but you understand what I'm saying. If you believe this urge is coming from the outside, then the best you can hope for is to do the push-ups. What I'm saying is there is no urge coming from the outside, and as you stop believing in this by looking through this channel, reading the freedom model, you come to a point where you know it's coming from you, so why do the push-ups? If it's coming from you, why would you do the push-ups in the middle to then redecide afterwards? You could just not do the push-ups. I'm not saying don't do push-ups. If you want to do push-ups, it's your life. You can do push-ups if you want, but you don't need to do it in order to stop PMO. And in fact, push-ups are completely useless because it all comes down to your mental. There's nothing there's no physical gimmick you can do to. It all boils down to what you're thinking mentally, what your options are, and how you want to act. But when you personify as this external thing, now you're thinking, okay, I've got to use distractions. I've got to use gimmicks in order to distract myself from that evil. It's the one that's coming from the outside, you see? That's the whole problem here. So back to the example about the coffee. When you make the coffee in the morning, you don't use push-ups to distract yourself because you don't personify coffee as this external want in the same way that you do with PMO. You don't give coffee incredibly magic relieving powers like you do with PMO, and therefore you don't desire it for those imagined reasons, okay? So that's why you don't do the push-ups to distract yourself from the coffee, but you do with PMO. The solution that I'm proposing, the solution that worked for me, the solution that got me out of this 6-year cycle of death, which was fucking awful, reading the freedom model, I'm linking it for free below. The authors, who are fantastic people, give it away for free. This is their link. You can click that and you can read it all the way through, do exactly what I did to get to the position where I'm in now, where I can literally take it or leave it. I don't give a shit. I view it like coffee. Right? If I want it, bro, if I wanted to PMO tomorrow, I could just do it and I wouldn't even think twice. With the coffee I drink, I don't give a fuck. With the PMO I could do it. It's not this big bad dangerous drug. It just so happens that I don't want to do it. The amount of PMO that I want to do is the amount I'm doing, which is 0. And that's me. That's what I want to do. I'm not feeling coerced by the NoFap community. So I don't want to do it anymore. Alright? So like this video so we can spread the truth around, free other people, bring the voice of reason back to this, and spread this little method. It's not even a method, it's just the truth that we can spread around so that other people can just become free, and free yourself as well. Most importantly, it all starts with you. Don't believe what I'm saying dogmatically. Read through, think for yourself. I highly encourage you think for yourself and not just follow me blindly, right? And subscribe, because I'm going to give out more valuable insider info like this so you can see someone who's actually gone through it themselves and you can relate and you can think, okay, these little ideas that I was confused about, he's uploaded a video about the push-ups thing. I thought the push-ups thing was true. It's actually bullshit. Now I've got his perspective, and now you don't buy into what I'm saying dogmatically. You look at what I'm saying and you can take on the info without believing it. And then as you read the freedom model and you start to gradually think things through and you're like, oh, hang on, the push-ups thing is bullshit. Then you think back to this vid and you think, yeah, that's what he was saying. It kind of makes sense. And then next time you want to PMO or whatever and you don't want to anymore, you decide I don't want to do it. Then you're like, fuck, I don't need the push-ups. And it becomes experiential for you. It becomes real for you. And now you don't need to listen to the video because you're listening to your own experience, your own literal experience. All right? That's it. Like, sub, and spread this fucking info around. God, Jesus Christ, we need to like undo this NoFap insanity that the world's gone through, and man, get rid of these awful cycles of death. All right, that's it.